Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao, Namaste. Peace to all. This is Soulology, the science of the soul. What we're going to talk about today is about, again, the natural and unnatural, anger and rage. What's the difference? Anger can be a very high displeasement wall. Rage can become an uncontrollable, violent displeasement towards something. When, in my experience with anger, especially when I was younger, I was extremely out of control when I got upset. To the point where my parents would sometimes tell me, "You keep getting angry like that, you're gonna be one of those old men with the little cul-de-sac in my hair." Because sometimes I grew so angry, I would literally start pulling at my hair. I didn't have a lot of people in my life who could help me with that anger, and I had to learn later on, especially now, how to control that or know how to use that because there's a time and a place to use it. You see, people will tell you don't be angry, don't get angry. You see, anger is quite important to who you are, and many psychologists will even tell you it's healthy to be angry, and it vitally is because it is a natural emotion to get angry because anger is fear in action. If you express that, then it is showing in detail what you're trying to determine as your fear. When I was angry, and what I didn't realize about anger was the simple fact that at times I was angry at the world, I was angry at family, I was angry at all sorts of things you couldn't imagine. Because of the color of my skin, because of women, all sorts of things. It took time for me to realize that there was no importance of being angry of those things. And because of anger, knowing the fear within that action, I finally had an epiphany of how important it is to know it's unimportant. I had realized how vital it was to know how to use anger. And what anger is better off being used for is to push yourself past your fear or to push yourself to somewhere further in a sense. If you're angry, find a better way to express it. It could be simply using your anger for exercise. It's good fitness to help you breathe a lot easier. But be careful where you do it at because it can get unnatural, give or take your surroundings of who is around you. So, when you get angry, taking the time, if you're angry, taking the time to use that energy, possibly to exercise, using that energy to go out and meditate, you can burn out that energy and make it positive. That's the crazy thing about it. By making it positive energy, you have a greater chance of growing it within yourself and pushing yourself to levels you didn't even know you probably had. Using it to exercise is a vital way, but on top of that, if you can even use it for meditation or using your anger in a sense to maybe you enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking. Then use it. Or for art. I very much enjoy drawing. Draw, even if you don't draw something. Because it can be a great way of expressing yourself in ways you never knew, and perhaps you might find some skills that you never knew you had. So, you see all this, but you don't. Most people don't realize that many people in our lives will tell us never get angry. I'm gonna tell you, get angry. get upset. Why? Because if you don't get angry, it will be bottled up. And many people who have bottled up their anger have allowed it to be rage, and it has caused so many dangerous things. And we'll get more into detail into that in part two. But to love yourself is to love yourself fully, including this emotion vitally. We see anger as a bad part of who we are, but we don't understand what it's used for. Anger is allowed for you to express what you feel you are not. Ooh, excuse me. There are many things people are not about. For instance, for me, I am not about hatred or separatism. I see everyone as one. I will not hate anyone because of the simple fact that it is not who we are as a whole in this relative state. So taking the time to love all those people around you is vitally important. I've had family who might have a different opinion about the ways of the world, but the one thing, even though it doesn't matter, it's not me versus the world, but I will tell you, if something I feel deeply about, which is love, which is all we are, and someone disagrees in the whole that we're separate, I would disagree with that because of the fact that I see us as the whole. I've had some family members who've been upset because of that, but the thing is, showing and expressing how you feel about that is vitally important, because otherwise you will feel like you're taken advantage of. And like I said in my last video, to betrayal of the self is still betrayal nonetheless. It's the highest betrayal. You are gonna feel upset because of the simple fact that you feel like you never got to go to where you want to go, and you blame other people. Don't. Show them how you feel. If it gets to that point, show them. And if you get any more upset past that, go outside into nature. Take a walk and relax. Trust me, it'll help you in bringing out the best of who you are. Anger is more in a sense meant to evolve you because of the simple, once you now understand it, you'll realize there's a time and a place for anger. I don't get angry much because there's not much for me to be angry about. I see the illusion of everything around me. Do not get me wrong. There's times, of course, for anybody where they might get angry, but I see